Uh, there are things to appreciate, and there are things not to appreciate when it comes to Bubsy the Bobcat. That off center character, yet also ran in the Sonic the Hedgehog knockoff set. That people can or either cannot appreciate. You have to take the good and you have to take the bad when it comes to Bubsy, is all I'm really trying to say. And probably one of the things I really have always liked about Brer Bobcat is that I've really always just loved his theme song, and for that matter, just most of the music that is in the very first Bubsy game. So, at least, I've got that going for me, which is nice. So, I'm going to be doing probably a run on Bubsy and the Purrfect collection. A handful of what are hopefully, or at least mercifully, going to be relatively short games that I'm going to be playing using cheats. So, we're going to be starting off, of course, with the very first game in the Bubsy library, which is Bubsy and Claw's Encounters of the Third Kind. And yes, the cartoony references and the cat puns are going to be not only necessary, but compulsory throughout the entirety of this playthrough. But, at any rate, let me go ahead and run the break, and then after we run the break, we can go in running like a bobcat with Bubsy in the Purrfect collection. And Bubsy is a pretty easy punchline, particularly among gamer and people in the gaming and game reviewing and game content creating community. But, there are some things to appreciate about Bubsy, is that he's a character that was like a combination of Crash and Gex before both of those characters took off in their own way. It is definitely, a earnest and very well publicized attempt at creating a character that was going to follow immediately in the footprints of Sonic the Hedgehog. But it's unfortunately, the hardware and the development of his character was not alongside him when it came to fully realizing his games. But nostalgia's 2020 is that, Bubsy still, quite honestly, manages to be an incredibly popular character, despite all the jokes made about him. And the fact that there is this really high-end collection from Atari and Limited Run that is right up there with the polish that Atari uses when they make 50th anniversary collections. Definitely illustrates the appreciation people can have for a mascot platformer, even if it is not a particularly well published mascot platformer. Well appreciated, well reviewed. Call it what you want to call it. But anyways, yeah, let's go ahead and let's head over to the intro, and then let's get to playing some Bubsy tonight. Hello, cats and kittens, felines and felidae, humans and variant humans, and every race, class, and subclass. Welcome to another episode of Brenny the RPG Cat. Tonight, we are playing Bubsy in the Purrfect Collection. We're going to be doing a run on this, and we're going to be playing one game at a time. And so, of course, the very first game we're going to play is the very first game in the Bubsy library, which is Claws Encounters of the First Kind. We're going to be putting all the cheats on. We're going to have an unlimited amount of time. We're going to have an unlimited amount of lives, and we're going to have invincibility. There's still going to be death screens, unfortunately. Death screens are going to happen whenever Bubsy falls off a cliff or into the water, because unfortunately there isn't a cheat in order to handle that. But other than that, yeah, we're just going to be doing a tool-assisted run. Hopefully we'll be able to make it through all 16 levels of the game. We may or we may not. And even if we don't, then, you know, the very next time we're going to go on to Bubsy 2. But I Bobcat, rather. This game is actually going to make me go pretty heavy with the cat pun, so I apologize for that in advance. Okay, also, thank you everybody for tuning in. Don't forget is that I have my experimental D12 dual tabletop RPG system that I would like as many of my viewers as possible in order to download. I have the free download over on my Ko-fi page, ko-fi.com/BrainyTheRPGCat/shop. Is that giving a chance in order to, you know, make my little mark on the tabletop RPG community that has given back so much to me. You'll get an opportunity in order to play in my playground for a little bit, and it's going to be absolutely free and also free under Creative Commons license. So if you actually do want to build releasable games underneath it, then you have the ability to do that. So go ahead and head over to my Ko-fi page and see if you would like to download the D12 dual system. So, okay, so let's go ahead and start a new game here.
What could possibly go wrong?
What could possibly go wrong? You know, I've always thought that Bubsy's catchphrase was a little bit of a misnomer, but I'll explain that in just a moment. Oh, there he is. Look at the great big-eyed lot of him. Okay, so...
What could possibly go wrong?
So chapter 1 is actually called Cheese Wheels of Doom. And so I don't actually think he's saying what could possibly go wrong. I think he's saying what could possibly go wrong. And it's a cheese pun. But unfortunately, that kind of gets a little bit misunderstood when you throw in because later on they actually did go with what did possibly go wrong, and they made it his regular catchphrase. But I always thought that was something of a mistake. So I'm going to be running around, I'm going to be slipping and sliding a lot, but it doesn't matter because at least against enemies, I'm safe. I'm just not safe against water and falling. All right. All right, so bouncy, you know. You don't even get, like, the ability to vault off of the woolies if you're using invincibilities. They're just gonna die anytime you touch them. All right. Maybe it takes a little bit of the overall verticality of the gameplay. Changes that up a little bit, but... And for some reason, the water slide music doesn't go off whenever you're using this cheat, so... That's just something that we're not going to see. Well, something we're not going to hear, rather. All right. I mean, one of the inevitable downsides of this game is that even though you use cheats codes in this situation, you are still going to run into a lot of blind leaps that might end up on in a puddle or taking fall damage. So you're still going to see me die a lot in this run, even though I have all the cheat codes on. All right. Going through these water slides, it's a little funny that, it's completely and totally soundless, but they had the sound there to warn you about something. They're saying, oh my god, you're a cat and you're in a water slide. All right. Piece of cake somehow. It's a good thing I hit the glide, otherwise I probably would have fallen to my death just then. Look at all those guys honking their nose at me. Being all honky. Being all honk-like. It's woolly aliens that are after my wool. It's more likely what my shirt is made out of. More like a bridge too short. I could have voiced Bubsy back in the day. What could possibly go wrong? Hey, whatever blows your hair back. I don't know if he has a goofy laugh like that, but I would if I voiced Bubsy. Uh-oh. I just slid off of the platform. There was nothing I could have done about it. Well, that's my story and I'm sticking to it. Alright. Boing. Drat. Okay, I should probably do everything I should in order to avoid the ground level in this. I'm pretty sure, yeah, that's just an area surrounded by water. And so this very special edition version of the game also includes the Japanese localized version of Bubsy, but I didn't want to play it because, we would be leaving out the wisecracks, which is probably one of the only elements of this I could actually milk for some content. Oh god, what the hell am I looking at? Oh, Mom! Mom, that damn cat is back again. Mom, that cat is back again. It's making faces at me. Hello, Reaper. Thank you very much for tuning into the stream. Uh-oh. Oh no, I'm about to do it again. Okay, I was almost certain. Yeah, I was going to fall to my watery death. Which is something that happens a lot in this level. Well, that's a very convenient way in order to bypass all of that. make it easy here. So, being able to bounce off of the woolies would be actually really useful here because it means I would be able to stay in the air longer. But no, I've got invincibility cheats on. Okay, that was pointless. But, you know, there are some areas of this game that can be a little bit pointless. Hey, Brainy, stop making Bubsy die. Now you sound like the girl in the pilot. You know, what are you doing to Bubsy? Say whatever you say, booby. Okay. Well, we know that door is a trap. And so is that lake.
More like a bridge too short.
Uh-oh. Sorry, typos. Still have issues with my voice checks. It's been shorting out on me lately. Oh, well, sorry to hear that. But all the same, getting Bubsy's name wrong is actually part of the Bubsy experience. So, thank you for making that little contribution. Okay, that's an easy way to die.
More like a bridge too short.
By the way, it just came out, actually came out originally for the Sega Genesis, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was a simultaneous release on the SNES and the Sega Genesis. Both versions of it are actually on this new collection. Oh. I made the same mistake again. Like a dolt. Like a dullard. I should really watch out for just that one water slide there. That one water slide is quite clearly only there to kill me.
More like a bridge too short.
Okay, that's too wide to jump.
More like a bridge too short.
More like a bridge too short. You're going to be hearing that a lot. Blub, blub, blub. You know, I try to be a cat. I try to play cat video games. I don't know how fondly I will be looked at for repeatedly drowning a cat in this playthrough. I love the chibi that you had. Yeah, that was drawn for me by Brace for Haste. And so she's out for commissions right now, so I should give her a shout out. So she's a really great VTuber modeled after an old school portable system. And a terrific artist. I think the majority of what she does are actually art streams. Okay, no, I can't fall for that one again. Alright. Hopefully we've gotten far enough in the level to make the checkpoint. Wow. Wow. Meow. And that's the first level. Yeah, that boss fight was too easy. I mean, it would kind of have to be. Simply because of, you know, how difficult that actually would have been if I were playing the game without cheats. Is fair conditioning whatever blows your hair back. I think I can crush the eggs. Yeah, I can. Ooh, I think I missed a checkpoint. Maybe I can launch myself back there. There we go. You're tempted to go on a killing spree on Baldur's Gate. Well, that is to say that you're specifically trying to be as murder hobo as you possibly can while playing a new game of Baldur's Gate. You know, it's a multi-path game, and you're not going to lose any friends doing it, so feel free to. Uh-oh. That went high wire. I could stand to play that game a few more times. It did take me quite a while in order to actually complete my very first playthrough. But I know that there's a lot more game than what I probably experienced. Be a white dragon and cover myself in crimson blood. What's black and white and red all over is Reaper's Dragonborn persona. Okay, well, this is unfortunate. Gotta make sure that I jump ship with just enough time so then they don't just immediately put me in a fail state.
Hey, I thought I saw Elvis back there.
You know what? Yeah. This time, I'm not even going to get onto the roller coaster. It's clearly a trap. Uh-oh, there's more of them. Uh-oh. Pink cushion.
Hey, I thought I saw Elvis back there.
No, but it does give you an achievement. Playing as a white dragon or going completely and totally murder hobo in Baldur's Gate. Which one of those two? Oh, riding the roller coaster in the game gives me an achievement. Now, there's a checkpoint back there. I should probably be hitting it. Okay, well, this time I managed to successfully sail away from the pit. Those firecrackers would have done me in for sure. Look at these sassy goldfish. Check out those sassy goldfish being all sassy. Why are you such a sassy goldfish? I'm getting hit with eggs behind my back while I'm looking at the sassy goldfish. Because Goldie is a sassy fish. I mean, you know, Goldie is a sassy fish. He's not as sassy as these fish, though. Those are some sassy fish. People would have looked upon this game a bit more fondly if they were playing with invincibility on like I am.
Shouldn't that be fearless? Uh-oh.
Shouldn't that be fearless? It's a really big trampoline there. Just somewhere in the midst of all the acceleration, there's just the one trampoline bounce that will take you all the way to the top of the bell ringer. Boy, look at all these slopes. So much of Bubsy is like it's Sonic, except if Sonic was actively trying to kill you. Ow. Because as bad as that looks, that actually isn't one of the multitude of one-hit kills that is in this game. I do love carnival food. Oh, okay. There was a boot there. I thought the game just kind of glitched out of the blue. See, when Sonic came out, this game became obsolete. Well, Sonic is the reason that this game exists, because the creator, Michael Ansel, really did want to create a game that was like Sonic. But he kind of followed a bit of a strange template when it came to trying to replicate what Sonic was supposed to be about. So he created some very large levels, very cryptic levels with very cryptic types of output. Like right here in this carnival stage, it's going to be a while for me in order to figure out what the exit to this multipath maze is going to be. Okay, yeah, okay, I want to avoid tax. Alright. Well, maybe I wouldn't get killed by tax because I'm playing invincibility. But that was a very easy trap. While both characters are designed as speed-focused platforming mascots, Sonic's success is attributed to its polished momentum-based gameplay. In contrast, Bubsy's games were plagued by frustrating one-hit kill mechanics, poor level design, and the lack of precise controls, earning it a reputation as a failure in comparison. Oh. I'll probably want to read the one above it. Sonic and Bubsy were both popular mascots created in the 1990s to compete with Nintendo's Mario. While they share some surface-level similarities, a deeper comparison reveals fundamental differences in their design, gameplay, and overall legacy. You sound like the human Wikipedia right now. There's probably something to be said about you possibly copying that summary from a site like Wikipedia. Oh, look. It's a copy-paste of the exact same boss fight. I'm not entirely sure whether or not these get a little bit more complex. I know that this blue yarn ball is moving a lot faster and covering its shade a lot more than the other ones would have. You get all your information from Google.
Well, it worked for Clint.
Well, it worked for Clint. We're in a train in the Old West. for no clear reason. There's so many levels that start out with, you know, the potential in order for you to die right at the very start. I don't know what this freaky thing is. He's clearly not an enemy because I'm not destroying him with my invincibility. But I'm thorough when I search Google, which is actually a good thing to be. You know, don't believe in the very first thing that you web search. I think that is something that is more of a feature of the millennial generation than there might be in future generations. Okay. Make sure I hit the checkpoint. I'm not bouncing off these giraffes' necks for fun. Oh no, the tax can still kill me. I'm more than certain of that. Drat.
Well, it worked for Clint.
Oh, you did a boo-boo. You made your nosebleed. Oh. Sorry to hear that. I typically get nosebleeds from heat. Of course, it's the evening right now, so I'm really not going to have that particular kind of problem. Drat.
Well, it worked for Clint.
Oh, I knew there was a goodie up there. Oh, gee. Okay, yeah, the top half of that grid was sharp. That's what happened there. There's so many things in this game that are just environmental disasters. You know, the programmers were definitely of the mindset that we must make everything attempt to kill you. They couldn't just leave one particularly sharp grid that acts the exact same way that the thumbtacks do. That's basically what the music in this stage is. Okay, I never would have guessed that was the way to end the level. So why do you always find cow skulls in the desert? And why is it always just a skull? Did the rest of the cow wander off in order to die somewhere else? Okay, this is going to be particularly obnoxious when it comes to the pit dust. Okay, I've got to admit, you know, the gophers that are jumping out of the holes and shooting 2 6-shooters, that's actually pretty adorable. Oh, well, I should have known. Bubsy and his Achilles heel is I need to jump, but I do not need to jump carefully because all of the spiky objects may hurt my paw pads. Oh, I really hate this. Ah, there you go. That's me failing the fail state. It's hard for me to hurdle over one giant cactus. But they're going to want me to try to hurdle over upwards of one giant cactus. At least on Sonic, you at least get 2 tries when you hit spikes or something. Because the coins allow you to continue going. Yeah, they should have come up with a mechanic like that, but I don't know. They just avoided it because they didn't want to do something too similar. But then they fixed it ever so slightly in Bubsy 2 that you're allowed to get hit 2 times. And then you can heal yourself if you find a bandage power-up, but... Because I would have been dead already several times under if I weren't using cheats right now. This game was basically for speedrunners. Well, once again, this game is a speedrun game by virtue of the fact that it was trying to be Sonic. But Sonic itself was largely based on the fact that eventually people were speed running the very first episodes, the very first Super Mario Brothers, trying to go through the game as quickly as they possibly could. So the idea of speed running was already pretty familiar by the people who eventually ended up creating Sonic. That they were the first people to create a game that tried to cater to speedrunning. And then this game came out. Go ahead, make my day. I say that is more than likely what I say eventually influenced Gex, but of course, Gex also has the advantage of being voiced by a well-known comedian. Whereas Bubsy was more than likely just voiced by a developer trying to do a bad Daffy Duck. So in the later games, he actually did get Rob Paulson, who is a professional voice actor. He only hung around for a couple of games, and also the television pilot. Yeah, you didn't see that, but I ran directly into the wall.
Go ahead, make my day.
Try to land on solid ground at your own peril. Okay, where was that platform that saved me before? Is there a hidden switch? I don't know. Okay, no, I'm just trapped in here. I don't even think I have an ability in order to kill myself. Up. Okay, well.
Go ahead, make my day.
That was a way to get out of there, but not a safe way to get out of there. I don't feel too good. My stomach's doing backflips. My sinuses are killing me. I've been delusional. But I've been taking medicine, yeah. It sounds exactly like me whenever I get sick. You know, I rarely do ever get sick, and it is because, you know, I do things in probably a healthier than is prescribed way when it comes to doing things like taking vitamins, particularly vitamin C. But then there are still times when I do get sick, and if I get sick,
Go ahead.
it has to have been the mother of all cold or flu bugs, because then I cannot function. I'm pretty sure the last time I got majorly sick, I canceled streaming for 3 weeks. Get devastated sick. Alright. Drat. Well, I chased a yarn ball. What is the lesson that I just learned? It's good that the cars with the spike traps are only on the blue, are colored blue, and they're only on the blue sections. That's what you have to fear in this situation. You have to fear the color blue. Okay, it was the wrong time to go completely full tilt into the stage. We are in the canyon again, and they're saying, "Oh, Lord Almighty. We are definitely trying to kill you using cacti." They give you a lot of extra lives in this section. Yes, let's avoid the ground in a section like this one. Oh, look! That was a checkpoint that I went to before I went into the tunnel. Meaning that all of that I had done previously is just completely and totally pointless. I know that now. Yeah, well, have you not eaten for an entire week? No, I can't say that I have not eaten for an entire week. Uh, you really should probably be taking care of yourself if that's the case, Reaper. You're a regular viewer. You're an important person to me. Don't take that lightly. Oh, drat. You know, if future stages are going to have two-part levels like this one, um, then there's a very good chance that I'm not going to beat this, despite the fact that I'm using cheats. You actually ate something today? I haven't been feeling well to eat anything until today. Oh, okay. Well, you know, you still need to be doing things like getting your fluids, etc. You know, I don't like it any more than you do, especially given how crummy uh, canned soup has gotten. Okay, I thought that was it. There's so many situations in this game where it's like, I'm dead, I'm not dead. No, I wait, I actually am dead. There's a tiny little internal platform maze going on in here. This is the kind of thing that would make you run out of time if I hadn't turned time off. Just that everything tastes burnt or like crap. Yeah, I've been there too. The time when I thought I had a flu, I was actually, in retrospect, I think I just might have actually eaten a bad oyster. Okay, I'm not getting out of this. I'm not brute forcing this in any way. I actually have to find the way out of the platform maze. Okay, I'm at the way where I came in now. Alright. Oh, merciful checkpoint. Oh, wow. Merciful checkpoint that's also at the end of the level, which makes it redundant. Okay, somehow I managed to glitch the victory screen.
My contract does not mention pain.
Okay, so this is level 9, so this is virtually halfway through the entire stage. Well, the entire game. Well, I glitched it because Bubsy didn't do his victory pose. I was still just able to control him.
Not mention paint.
I almost thought this was spikes again. I think if I'm gonna go for those yarn balls, there's gonna be spikes underneath them. You know, it's like a friend that you kind of can't trust in order to, because the instant you turn your back, he's gonna give you a wedgie or something. Drat. Well, see, I got just a little too confident right there. Okay.
My contract does not mention paint. My contract does not mention paint.
All right, we're getting very close to our first ad. Thank you, everybody, for staying tuned in. We'll be back after this quick 2-minute word from Twitch. This is Brainy the RPG Cat. Stick around. More than likely be in this exact same part of the level when we get back. Okay. Here's trouble. Alright. Okay, I gotta pull a switch again. This has never been an easy jump. Into the canyon again. I'm hoping the boss is at the end of this. Okay, that was actually deceptively an easy checkpoint. Okay, lots of blind jumps here. You have to wonder for all of the individual times Bubsy dies from getting hit by a cactus or some thumbtacks. Whether or not he is actually just supposed to be an inflatable. Bubsy, the platform mascotting balloon. Okay, whew, alright. Okay, slight deviation of the boss. That is having the flying saucer bop back and forth and throw out woolies. Sure does start going quickly. Okay. And they actually just want me to clear the screen of woolies too. Okay, well that was the third boss. That just came on and was talking about Google and my mic picked it up and went to the site. Oh, gee. I remember there was a Burger King commercial that did that intentionally once. They just said, okay, well, we're just going to use your loudspeaker in order to, They just said, okay, well, we're going to, we're going to just use your smart speaker in order to describe what a Whopper sandwich is to you. And people got mad. People were so mad at that. Okay, what could be the significance of this? I think I'm just supposed to avoid it. Alright. You know, this is a new level with new sets of backgrounds. But, you know, things like the water slides from stage 1 still look pretty good in here. You know, what doesn't look good is this really weird background that kind of blocks out where I'm actually supposed to be standing on the platforms. Damn. Is this a goddamn? Yeah. I got lucky there. The log raft just rose up to meet me. Maybe Bubsy is actually somebody who deserves his fame because of how thoroughly he got his ass kicked in every single one of these early games. That's not a very good exit. Don't you say it. Just don't yell it. I'm warning you. Don't worry, I won't. Ah, drat. Hello, Queen Vampiress. Thank you very much for tuning into the stream. How are you doing tonight? You can imagine I'm a little bit less than 100%. I'm playing Bubsy, which is tantamount to what Jim Gaffigan says about eating a Hot Pocket. Oh my god, you just ate Hot Pockets. Oh my god, you chose to play Bubsy on purpose. Yeah, we're fun. We're having a good time. I'm facing all these sudden instant deaths with a great big smile on my face, rivaling that of the mascot character that I'm currently playing. Okay, try to see if I can just take a flying leap and into the other waterfall. I mean, sometimes it feels like you're really just kind of brute forcing your way through some of the obstacles. Okay, that beaver is doing something nasty. Okay. Just keeping a close eye on some of those street stumps because I think that one actually might be another damn spike trap. Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I didn't like this stuff.
You know, there's all of this stuff that's going on, just under the water that I personally will never experience simply because I die the second that I touch the water. Like, they programmed things like flying fish and spikes and things like that, but then they made Bubsy 100% allergic to the water, so who knows what the hell.
Yeah, I didn't like this stuff.
And Sonic can go in the water, but he can't swim. It's not the same as dying the instant you do touch the water. Even Sonic can survive for a certain amount of time. Ah, drat. Well, I missed my window there. Yeah. So, the waterfalls in this stage, unlike the ones in the first stage, are very, very combative. You're virtually guaranteed to get thrown further back in the level if you fall in one. Try to see if I can do the leap that I did before. Couldn't have been a complete fluke. Oh, drat. Oh, I made the platform go away. Like a dolt.
Yeah, I didn't like
Like a dullard. Ah, drat. I didn't even try.
Yeah, I didn't like this stuff. Yeah, I didn't like this stuff.
Really feel as though you might be missing out on something. A whole section of the level that they just said, F it, we're not programming this. In Bubsy 2, they have power-ups, and one of those power-ups is a diving suit, which actually allows you to go underwater for a short period of time. But that's the later game. Hard to say whether or not it was something that they wanted for this game. Okay, this time let go and let gov. Oh no. Okay, I feel as though I went directly down and through the platform that time. What a wax. What a revolting load of malarkey.
Yeah, I didn't like this stuff. Yeah, I didn't like this stuff.
Hey, I didn't write this stuff.
Yeah, I didn't like this stuff.
It's like I'm creating my own death montage, except it's just me starting the level over multiple times. Ah, drat.
Yeah, I didn't like this stuff.
Run! Leap! Fail!
Yeah, I didn't like this stuff.
Alright.
Yeah, I didn't like this stuff.
I mean, using the things that are actually supposed to assist you in the game, like gliding, gliding will give you enough momentum in order to just slide off of a platform.
Yeah, I didn't like this stuff.
Well, quit failing. This is a Skinner box-like exercise in failing. This level takes place in a dam, and if you're not careful, you're gonna see a lot more than dam. You're gonna see far greater swear words. It's worse than Marble Garden, how tiny these platforms are. Okay, I made it up here before, but I've still had to start the level over again. Alright. You know, something resembling a checkpoint would be nice. Okay, well, here the flying fish is actually in a place that might be able to hurt you. Ah, drat. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't like this stuff.
Going by the way of rafts is not impossible if you have invincibility. Because you would have needed to vault off of the turtle.
Yeah, I didn't like this stuff.
What, no saws? I think maybe they looked at the prospect of adding saws and said no. No. Bubsy's going through enough. See, even this very first part of the stage, you really have to have your skills just to get over the dam. And if not, then you just have to play the sequence over again. Man of steel, Bobcat of paper. Okay. I'm gonna try to go this way because I think it's a little bit too hazardous to try to take the raft ride again. Oh, drat. Okay. I didn't completely fall off. That's actually a good thing. Oh, never mind.
I didn't like this stuff.
And there I am at the start of the stage again. This is still the first stage of the 3-stage sequence that's supposed to take... that's supposed to go on in this level. Bah, never mind. Alright. Alright. The hardest thing about this game is that there's no real safe path all the way through the stage. Something requires a risk, whether or not I have to go all the way across the rest of the stage on the raft, whether or not I have to stay on the upper platforms. Oh, look, there's a checkpoint. Well, if nothing else, then the river ride is at least going to try to carry me through this section here. Okay, I'm gonna hang on the edge of this because I know then there's some eel characters, there's some crocodile characters, and some turtle characters who are gonna start messing with my raft. Ah! Okay, I did not see that coming. There's one safe path. If you jump high enough and glide, it should allow you to go through the entire stage just by falling, like Knuckles from the Sonic game. If only. If only games would fail in the exact same way, and then I would be able to glitch this just like Knuckles from the Sonic game. Okay, I think I actually had to follow the raft through to the other side. Never. Okay, yeah, I forgot what killed me last time.
Like this stuff.
Okay. I do think I still have to get the raft on the other side, but I think it's a much taller order than I previously described. Speed running. All right. I have to platform leap up above. Another checkpoint. Okay, well, I'm happy that, if nothing else, I have progressed. Um, where's the end of the stage? I don't think the end of the stage is down here. It's gotta be up here. There it is. Okay. Hallelujah! Woo-woo! I have been saved.
Next time, I get a stunt cat.
Okay. There's a part of my mind that is operating under the belief that nothing could ever be as hard as the previous stage. But I also suspect that I'm almost immediately going to be proven wrong. I mean, yeah, if that doorway would just help me skip an enormous part of the level, that would be very useful right about now. Ah, drat. See, I knew it. I knew that I knew that I couldn't stand on the sharpened logs. Sometimes it's possible to get slightly ahead of the rottenness of this game. I had the premeditative stance of getting myself back on this log, so I can use that shortcut again. Rat.
Next time, I get a stunt cat.
Okay, there is a door underwater, which means that there's probably a doorway that's a trap that puts you directly under the water and into your death. Yeah, I don't have anything to save me when I hit the spikes. It's just an instant death, like in a Mega Man game.
Next time, I get a stunt cat.
Okay, don't think I can really go the way I was going. I'm gonna go this way now. There's nothing there, just a floating platform. Uh-oh. Yeah, every once in a while you'll take that one perilous slide off of the side of a platform, and you start plummeting.
Next time, I get a stunt cat.
Okay, I do need to go up above. Is that at one point, yeah, just the safety on the bottom level of the stage just comes to an end. See, this was the folly of Michael Ansel's report on creating a Sonic-like game, is that he assumed that, you know, the very big lofty platforms and large, highly explorable stages were what made Sonic the Hedgehog fun. And that actually might have been true, but also equally true was the fact that these background designs and etc. actually had to be something cohesive. Okay, I flipped a switch. I think when I flipped the switch, I lowered the water level. So that means that there's another path through this stage, but, you know, may not necessarily be one that is as pleasant as what I've already been doing. Okay.
Next time, I get a stunt cat.
That was a door surrounded by brambles. Yeah, I don't know what I'm supposed to do about that. Probably the only way I can get into it is by using another door. Okay, I'm gonna try to go by way of the raft again. You know, after a while, it becomes a struggle of if any possible way to get to the other end of the stage. You just have to survive the potential, whatever is actively killing you, so that you could scroll the screen to the right. That's what the determining factor of all of this is. Hey, Bubsy's Raft Riding Simulator 2025. Okay, this is what I saw before. Flip the switch to the left, and now the bottom half of the stage doesn't have water. They don't give you a lot of hints when it comes to that. That's the reason why they made those flying fish, so they look exactly the same in or out of the water.
Next time, I get a stunt cat.
Mm. Okay, problem though. I don't think I can get all the way across just using the water. Let's see, I want that off. If there's less water in the stage, then that's a good thing for me. Okay. I have to surmise that the end of the stage is not at the bottom of this. See, just as I suspected.
Stopcat.
Fortunately, I'm still at the right checkpoint. So they don't want me going down there. Oops. Okay. If it was a horse, it would have bit me.
Is there a veterinarian in the audience?
Okay, so I'm at level 12. Which means there are like 5 stages left in this game. Here I thought I was just going to get permanently stuck and be able to quit, but no, now I think I'm in for the long haul. I don't know. The game fail is still young for tonight. Glorious checkpoint. Okay. Another water switch. Flip those whenever I find them. Uh-oh. There was a checkpoint up there, but I missed it. You have the turtles that are just laying there not moving. If you would drain the lake of all the water. Okay. Boss time. See, now this is particularly difficult because now I'm going to have to fight these guys on top of the water. So this actually might be a situation where I get crammed a little bit. Just as I said.
Is there a veterinarian in the audience?
Okay. I hope I didn't go too terribly far between where the boss area is supposed to be. Oops. Okay, that was a cheap shot. Because there was no water level when I went there last time. Up. So this is going to be fun. I actually have to guess where the raft is in order for me to continue the boss fight.
Is there a veterinarian in the audience?
Okay. I had to wait here for a raft, but I also have a alligator enemy here that will chomp on my raft. Alright. Uh-oh. Okay, those missiles that they shoot also eat away at my raft. Isn't that special?
Is there a veterinarian in the audience?
I've got a raft that's like a life bar at this point. This time the alligator didn't spawn. Rat.
Is there a veterinarian in the audience?
So this is definitely going to be something that is just going to prove to be a lot more difficult than just doing a straight up boss fight. Because anytime I so much as touch the water level, that's when I lose my life, so. You gotta wonder how literally anybody beat this game straight up. I mean, it's pretty much all I've been thinking about the entire time I've been playing this. See, that would have been my window to hit them, but I was a little too late. And I have to time it just about right. Spend a little bit more time. My invincibility does not keep the missiles from blowing the is it not getting smaller than that? It looks like it's not getting smaller than that. Because maybe at this point, you know, Bubsy's feet are wider than the raft.
Is there a veterinarian in the audience?
Yeah, that screwed me up so badly it even messed with the sound in the game.
Is there a veterinarian in the audience?
Yeah, I just have to keep putting myself in a situation where I'm just jumping straight up every single time he reveals himself. Because I've got to nip this one in the bud. A drat.
Is there a veterinarian in the audience?
All right. Problem is that every time I actually hit the ship, I also take knockback. There's probably a way to angle it so I don't take knockback every time I hit the ship. You know, physics is borked in this game.
Is there a veterinarian in the audience? Is there a veterinarian in the audience?
Drat. If I try to glide,
Veterinarian in the audience.
then I'm more than likely just going to end up gliding off of the raft. Let me see if, you know, just using the jump button without gliding is actually a way in order to save myself in this situation. Nope.
Is there a veterinarian in the audience?
So, there's obviously one fluid motion that they had in mind for this.
Is there a veterinarian in the audience?
I don't think you need a veterinarian, Bubsy. I think you need a marine biologist. Ah,
Is there a veterinarian in the audience?
Oh, it looked like I was actually about to do something this time.
Is there a veterinarian in the audience? Is there a veterinarian in the audience? Is there a veterinarian in the audience?
As I'm surrounded by my own kryptonite. What can I say is that the Woolies have successfully outmaneuvered me.
Is there a veterinarian in the audience?
As if you have a cat arch nemesis, you're gonna get something like this. That's all there is to it.
Is there a veterinarian in the audience?
I need something other than this little raft. Like a Sherman, like a German Unterseeboot.
Is there a veterinarian in the audience?
Okay, I don't know what I could possibly be doing, but right now this is insanity. This is attempting the same thing and expecting different results. Maybe I have to be a bit more selective. Maybe I need to change the rhythm of this a little bit. Okay, I managed to hit him once. Ouch. Of course, you know, as soon as I have a shorter platform, this makes it even harder to do. Because the game anticipates me being able to outmaneuver him in some way, but that's really not going to happen. Not in this tiny little raft, and not with instant death from water. Jeez.
Is there a veterinarian in the audience?
I also think jumping and gliding is something that I should be doing, but a little bit more caution because, you know, as soon as I start gliding, I also start sliding. I start sliding on the platform. I don't know what I dread more. Not being able to beat this boss or beating this boss and then having to play the last 4 levels.
Is there a veterinarian in the audience?
Dread.
Is there a veterinarian?
There's so many times when I feel like I'm going to land safely on the platform, but then I don't. I'd take those rotating platforms more than this dinky little raft any day. Uh-oh. Somehow I knocked out the sound.
Is there a veterinarian in the audience?
Okay, well, it's ad time. At least, ad will cover up my continued feeble attempts to continue this boss battle.
Is there a veterinarian in the audience?
Okay, something I'm gonna just try practicing. Okay, can I cancel out of a glide? Because I think that's maybe what I need to do. Don't keep gliding once I try to touch the platform, but let go of the button, and so hopefully it'll allow me to land flat on the platform. All right. All right, well, it seemed like a total fluke at some point, and it even looked like a glitch just as I reached the end of that battle. But I managed to beat that battle, and I was at commercial at the time. So, how do you like them apples?
I'm out of here. You can't make me.
Well, I mean, at least I'll have the VOD in order to prove that I was actually successful in doing that. And so the question you have to ask yourself here is what a blue hell could possibly be worse than what I just accomplished? I appear to be in some treetops, and there are spiders and junk leaping around everywhere. Okay, that was a bonus stage. There are other bonus stages. That was just the first one that I managed to find. Matter of fact. So, it's very likely that I could run through a significant amount of this level, but if I do, I'm not actually going to find the ending. The end zone is going to be somewhere at the very top of the trees. There's so many things here that look like platforms, but actually aren't. Okay. Leaves. Leaves are platforms. I am Bubsy, King of Jungle. Oh, drat. I mean, I could definitely take as a point of frustration that this stage seems to have very, very tiny platforms, just like the dam stage. Alright. This is where my checkpoint was. Okay. So a broad leap isn't going to help me. I just have to stick to where the leaves are. Okay, the nests are platforms too. Alright. There's some tree frogs and junk up here. Ugh. Something is creeping up on me, similar to how I felt when I last played Bennett Foddy. There is a distinct possibility I could fall all the way down the level and then end up on the ground again. As I feel as though I am in a place where I am making progress, simply because there is still ground at my feet. Yes, guess so. Seems like it's the biggest single vertical jump that I can do. I was just here to find the one big tree that I could climb all the way to the top of. Reminds me a little bit of the Magical Adventure, which also just had a one level that took place on a treetop. Yeah, I wouldn't have known to leap from that. I feel like I'm virtually at the start of the level. Because somewhere in the midst of all of this menagerie is the exit of the stage. Who knows where they hit it this time? Whatever the ending to this is has got to be pretty miraculous at this point. See, silly me, I didn't think turning off time would have been that much of a deterrent, but given that, yeah, I would never have an opportunity to finish this level if the timer were on. Okay, another checkpoint here. What would be the significance of having a checkpoint here? Well, other than completely falling out of the treetops again. I don't know, you could have made it with a timer. Well, there's no way to tell because this timer is stuck at 10 minutes. You know, what is also noticeable here is that there's an absence of things that can actually kill me without invincibility. So, looks like your old buddy Brainy just landed in purgatory. I'd like to go back to the previous checkpoint, but I can't. Unless I can manage to, like, successfully fall all the way off the level. There we go.
That's it. I'm out of here. You can't make me.
I think I'm with you there, Bubsy. Okay. So yeah, I wonder whether or not you know, is that I'm at a very integral part of the whole maze stage, but, you know, falling off of that ledge is never a, is probably not the proposition that I'm looking for. There has to be something just immediately in or around this area, as I'm silently reminded of all the times I just kind of fell ass backwards into where the stage exit was. All right. It's significant that there is a woolly and a rocket over here. Maybe I just need to hit the woolly and a rocket, and that's what'll end the stage. Just like all of the times I had to pull levers in the western stage.
That's it. I'm out of here. You can't make me.
Okay, that guy flies around in a big funny way. There is something really funny about that one boss, that one woolly, because he seems to be able to glide in a very, very wide arc. And then there's also just this one section right here that has this one really long tree. Game's getting cryptic on me. All right. Okay, so I think I'm really close at the final point. So I just have to keep going back to the last checkpoint I opened. I think I probably could have, like, taken the checkpoints out of order, and then I wouldn't have been nearly as close as I am right now. There's somewhere around where this great big hive is. Then there's the woolly and the rocket right over there. All right. If I can dangle on the edge here long enough in order to make impact with that thing. Oh. See, I really think I gotta bust that piñata, but it's kind of hard to tell, you know, which way it's flying, what its arc is. Okay, I hit the woolly. Now the ship is flying around on its own. I don't know how I'm supposed to feel about that. And now I'm at a lower checkpoint again. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get back to where I was before.
That's it. I'm out of here. You can't make me.
All right. Drat. Okay, the Woolly actually didn't come back. So I am pretty sure the next thing I have to do is I have to jump in the rocket. My problem is that I get so... my poor sense of direction is failing me at this point. The only way I can think of to get back into this point is to hit the ground and then get to the exact same point again. Hmm. These 2 points are actually really close to each other. It's there and then it's a little bit higher up. All right. There we go. See, I knew I had to get in here. But now the platform's just moving on its own. Okay, so what was the point of doing this? I don't know. I'm losing my marbles. That's what's going on. I thought that was a solution to a puzzle, but maybe Bubsy was going to get in the rocket, then he was going to blast off to the final level. But no, I just singularly obsessed over an object in the level, and yeah, now I don't know where to go. I'm completely without grounding. Alright, well, I think it's pretty safe to say we've reached the 2-hour mark. I am completely lost here. I'm going to give this a save state and then see if I can actually figure out what the solution to all this was off screen. But the next time I play this, I'm going to just be starting with Bubsy too. So, alright, everybody. Thank you very much once again for tuning in. Yeah, save. I'm using a save state. You couldn't save on these games. Well, yeah, but this is the special edition collection version of it. So I can save on this version of the game. I mean, I could also use cheats on this version of the game. All right, well, let me see. Who is on tonight? Who would I like to pay a visit to? Um... Reno the Mouse is on. Um... Let's see. I think I would like to pay a visit to... Let's go over to Yup Alonso right now. They're in the middle of playing Rhythm Heaven. Yup Alonso, just an independent artist and just a really great streamer out of just new kid on the block, somebody that I think that you guys will really enjoy. So let's go ahead and let's head over to their channel. So once again, is that I'm doing streams unscheduled right now. I don't know the next time I'm going to stream, but I would actually look towards Friday. And also, all of these streams always take place beginning at 7:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time right here on twitch.tv/BrainTheRPGCat. So, uh, Alonso with a C, with an S. Okay, so All right, folks. So I will be back. So more than likely, if I'm going to pick up a stream in the next 2 days, it is going to be one of my creative streams. I do want to finish up writing what I was planning for my TTRPG book. So I definitely do need to dedicate some stream time to that. So thank you, everybody, once again for tuning in. I remain Brainy the RPG Cat. Don't forget, BRNY means smart. Nothing is too hard if you use your head. Always be the change you want to see in the world. Have a good evening, everybody, and thank you very much for watching.